Ohio government actions from December 12 to 16, 2025, primarily involved legislative developments awaiting gubernatorial action, emergency regulatory bans, Supreme Court administrative rule changes and proposals, and public announcements by Governor Mike DeWine on education and hemp regulation. No major enforcement actions or public events beyond press interactions were reported in available sources for this period. Details are organized by category below, drawing from state agency records, court documents, and news coverage dated December 16, 2025. Legislative activities. Senate Bill 293, SB 293, an election-related measure creating new hurdles for voters such as stricter deadlines tied to mail delivery, passed the State House and reached Governor Mike DeWine's desk by December 16. Advocacy groups urged DeWine to veto it by December 20, 2025, arguing it risks discarding valid ballots and disenfranchising voters ahead of the 2026 election. Failure to veto would allow it to become law automatically. The bill is framed by critics as part of a broader Republican push, limiting ballot drop boxes and imposing absentee ID requirements. With dormant bills poised for post-winter break action. 1. Governor DeWine announced on or around December 16 his intent to sign legislation banning intoxicating hemp products like Delta-8 THC sold outside licensed dispensaries, revising Ohio's voter-approved marijuana law to regulate juiced-up hemp. The bill, passed by Republican lawmakers, could take effect as early as March 2026 if signed before year's end, with DeWine stating it ends the Wild West era of unregulated sales. 7-8. Enforcement and regulatory actions. On December 16, the Ohio Board of Pharmacy issued an emergency ruling banning synthetic kratom products, specifically 7-hydroxymitragynine, 7-OH, making it illegal to sell, possess, or distribute them for 180 days until June 10, 2026. Products with only mitragynine natural kratom remain legal. This followed Governor DeWine's August request, paused after consultation with Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., but advanced after FDA and national expert agreement on scheduling synthetic compounds. The board plans a permanent rule. Judicial and administrative actions. Supreme Court of Ohio. On December 16, the Supreme Court released multiple administrative actions approved earlier in December. In 2025 Ohio 5587, Administrative Actions 3, Amendments to Ohio Rules of Appellate Procedure, APA. 3-5, 13, 14, 26, 30, Forms 1-2, and Ohio Rules of Civil Procedure, CIVAR, 73.3 to 73.9, were approved December 11 for publication January 5, 2026, with public comments due by that date. Proposed amendments to Ohio Rules of Criminal Procedure, CRIMAR 11.1, 19, 32, 38, 39, Ohio Rules of Evidence, EVIDAR, 18, 23, and Ohio Traffic Rules, TRAFAR, 2-4, 7, 13, were similarly approved for comment. 3. In 2025, Ohio 5579, Administrative Actions, Amendments to Rules of Superintendents for the Courts of Ohio, SUPAR, 3-4.04, were approved December 11 for publication and comment by January 5, 2026. An amendment to Ohio Code of Judicial Conduct, Judd Condar, 3.2 was adopted December 11, effective immediately, with concurrence from Chief Justice Kennedy and Justices DeWine, Deters, Hawkins, Shanahan. Justice Fisher dissented. Brunner not participating. 4. In 2025, Ohio 5586, Administrative Actions 2, Amendments to Rules for the Government of the Bar, GovBar. Various sections including V1, 35, and Rules for the Government of the Judiciary, GovJudR, Roman 2-3, were adopted November 20, effective January 1, 2026, with similar concurrence dissent patterns. 5. Justices involved across actions included Kennedy, CJ, Fisher, DeWine, Brunner, Deters, Hawkins, and Shanahan. Public events and statements. Governor DeWine spoke with reporters on December 16, 2025, demanding action from Ohio colleges and universities after an audit revealed failures in science of reading programs for future teachers, as mandated by state law. 6. The same day, he confirmed plans to sign the hemp ban bill during a wide-ranging discussion in Columbus. 8. Other notes. A national advocacy group announced plans for a multimillion-dollar 2026 push for a constitutional amendment protecting hunting and fishing rights, but no government action occurred in the queried period. 9. No records of major enforcement actions, e.g., arrests, fines, or additional public events like hearings or ceremonies surfaced for December 12 to 16. Coverage is limited to these items, likely due to the winter legislative recess. 1.